So what's going on, guys? So for my recent video of how to make intro like 24K John, one of my subscribers in the comment told me it was actually not looking like how he 24K John does his own. So I figured this thing out, and now I'm going to remake the actual intro of 24K John. So this project file will be only available for those on my Discord server. So if you're not part of my Discord server, kindly join the link in the description, join my Discord server, and just give me a DM. I'm going to send this to you. Make sure you subscribe, make sure you like this video, and you give me a comment. So now let's get into the video. So now we're in After Effects. So I'll go to new, I'll create a solid, choose any color, and I'll rename this as BG. Then I'll also create shape. Let's make a keyframe for the scale. Bring it back here, make another one, then go to the first frame, send it down, go to your properties here. Now go to the roundness, make a keyframe, increase the roundness, and go in time and reset the roundness. Select all keyframe, F9. Go to your graph, and we're going to make this graph here. So peak at the start, and let's send our keyframes to the back. So we're going to get something like this. So with this, we are actually going to make a duplicate. Control D, turn off this, and with this, so now let's make a pre-comp. Move all attributes, make sure you take this, and I'm going to call it texture. And with this texture, now let's go into the comp again, pre-compose it again, rename to texture, and we're going to add our branch to this. So we'll select this, and we're going to select our texture option here. So with this, I'll go for this one here. It's called rough broken floor, so I'm going to select that, and you can see from here. So now let's go to our main comp, and you can actually see our texture here. So for now, all we have to do is go to our texture here. I'll double click into the comp, change the color to something like white or something just like this, and let's go back to our texture comp. So we are going to our stamp density. We're going to increase the density just a bit here. We want to increase the density, and let's go to our color, and we can choose some colors here. So I'll go for this, and now let's go to our main comp so you can see it from here. And we're going to add layer mask to this, or I'll be using an plugin called Effect Matte. So now go to view guide, turn it off, go to roundness, increase the roundness here, and expansion. So we'll have something like this, and the roundness and expansion. So we're going to get something like this. Now I make a keyframe and feather tool. So hit U on keyboard, go in time, go to expansion, increase the expansion, and roundness to reset the roundness. And for the feather, I'm going to start from here. I'm going to feather it from here. So with this, we're going to select our keyframes, and we are going to give the same ease to this. So in this end, we're going to get something like this. So with this, now we're going to add our texture to this. So now I'll add a BCC raise texture. So now let's go to our settings here, and we're going to go to the intensity. We're going to increase the intensity here like this, and we're going to bring down the raise, and we'll play with our texture. Let's go to our texture scale. With this, we're going to play with some settings here. So now let's go to our texture here, and now let's play with our texture amount. So you can see we are getting something like this. So with this, we're going to make a keyframe. So make a keyframe here for the texture amount, texture scale, light source, intensity, and ray length. So if you move in some fill frames, we are going to, so let's bring it like this, and we are going to move our light source to somewhere like here, and from the beginning, hit U, go to the beginning and put our light source here, somewhere like here. And if we get to this side, we're going to put our light source somewhere here or anywhere we want it. So I'll put something like here. And right now, this is what we're going to do. So let's go to our light source and let's make some settings here. Our intensity, so bring the intensity down like this and increase the scale. And let's go back to our texture amount. So play with your texture scale. So at the end, we'll be getting something like this. And then you can see we've generated the background. Now let's go to the top. Now let's go to our shape layer here, and now let's work on this. So for now, here's a background. Select your keyframes. Easy ease F9. And if you play this, you can see from here. So you can go into the settings and change the color. So if we go to our gradient, we can go to the color preset and we can choose something like blue. We can go for green. You can choose any color you want. So and one thing is that you can also go to colorize, and we can play with some settings here, like the squeeze. You can squeeze it. You can see you can squeeze it to something like this. So you can see from here, you can have something like this here. So if you play this, you can actually see some difference. And let's change the color to something like blue. So we go for this, and now let's go to our hue and saturation. Let's increase the saturation just a bit and go for different color like yellow, like red yellow. So I'll be using this red yellow. So if I play this, you can actually see we've actually created the background. So now let's go to our shape tool, and now we're going to make some settings here. So for here, I'm going to change the color to something like this. I'll go for something dark, something like this. And with this, let's recompose this, and let's call it upper layer. Move all attributes, and for this, let's right click, go to layer styles, and let's make bevel emboss. So let's dive into our bevel emboss, increase the size like this, and now go to the altitude, and let's play with the altitude. And now right click again, go to layer style, inner shadow or inner glow. So let's go to inner shadow, and now with the inner shadow, let's dive into this and choose a color. So I'll go for something like this, but I'm going to increase it like this. And let's change the blend mode to normal, increase the distance, and change the angle, something like so. And the size, you can play with this, the size like this. And now let's go to our distance and play with our distance. So now let's make some settings here. So if you go in time, we're going to dive back. So now let's dive back into the layer style. So with here I'll go to opacity, and when it gets to this side we're going to turn it to 0. We're going to turn off the opacity. So opacity is going to start from here, and now let's go to the bevel and emboss tool. Go to the bevel and emboss, make a keyframe for the size, move in time, and just turn it. So in this case we're going to bring this one to also here, select all of them, F9 easy ease, and make sure you align them. So if you play this, so now remaining our last step, so create an adjustment layer, then add our BCC raise, then we'll add this to it, BCC raise texture. And with this we're going to play with some settings, so make sure we move our light source here and go to FX browser. We're going to choose the blue one here. We'll go for this default, apply, and we're going to move our light source here. We're going to, let's play with some values, and let's increase our texture, light source, let's bring it down just a bit, go to the real length, with this settings, source opacity. And now let's go to our colorize, and let's go to our squeeze. Going to squeeze this, now go to squeeze, and let's squeeze this just a bit here, and let's play with our real length. And in the end we're having something like this. So now we can change the settings to anywhere we wish we want. So it can be here, or it can be also here. So now let's play with this. Let's go to our preset and change the color to blue, and if we play this, so you can see so all we have to do is just change the color to any color you want, and you are going to get the effect. So with this, let's go to the real length. We can increase the length, we can also decrease the texture scale, but we can also increase it. Let's go to our squeeze, and let's squeeze this a bit here. So with the squeeze, and now let's go to our texture scale, and let's reduce this like this, or can increase the texture scale. Now we can change our color. So with this, if you play this, you can actually see the effect. So now all you have to do is go to your opacity, and from here hit T, make a keyframe, go to the end, turn it off, and in the end we're going to get something like this. So you can see from here, let me go to my light source again, and let me play with this. So if I go for something like something dark, you actually see the effect more. So if I go for something like this, you can actually see the effect. So I'll go for something bluish. Let's go for blue, and I'll select this. I'll go for dark blue. Let's go to our comp, and now you can see the changes here. So let's go to our adjustment layer, and let's try and make some changes here. So I'll go to my texture. I will make sure I'll go for something like this, play with the rays here, and let's go to our texture scale. I'm going to bring the scale down, can increase it, or we can bring our scale down. So in the end, we can get something like this. You can change the direction of where the ray is supposed to pop up, so we can go for something like this or something like this. Yeah. So okay guys, so this is how I recreated the 24K John. This is the actually how, I don't know how he did it, but actually this is how the process is. So this project file will be available for only my members on my Discord server. So if you want this project file, kindly join my Discord, link in description, and I'll leave this project file there for you for free. So make sure, if you are new here, kindly subscribe to my channel. If you are old, you know what to do. Give me a like, a comment, and I'll see you in my next video. Peace.